Hi everyone. Thanks for joining Megaport Live Tech. Okay, so this is a global weekly webinar that we're running on Friday. So this will be an informal sharing tech chat. So I'll be doing the sharing today. So we do have a topic today. So for today's session, I'll be sharing about Megaport and connections. Then I'll be doing some simple demo, and I'll leave the last part for Q&A if there's any. So here is some information about me. So I'm Serena Toh. I'm the pre-sales solution architect at Megaport. So I'm based in Singapore. So below is my email address and LinkedIn. So if you have any requirements or questions that you want to reach out to me or the team, so you can contact me. So today I have my colleague here, Ryan, on the line as well. So he'll be supporting on questions that you might have. If you drop your questions on the chat box in the LinkedIn or in the Zoom. Yeah. So without further ado, so let's get started. Okay, so Megaport at a glance. So who is Megaport and what we do? So Megaport is a network as a service provider. So we operate our own global network infrastructure, and we manage this network through our software-defined networking. So instead of you building your own networks, you can actually tap on Megaport, who will take care of the full life cycle management of the network infrastructure and the hardware, licensing, services, and network management as well. So through us, you can consume network as a service on demand. So without having the need to have your own infrastructure, to build and maintain your own infra. So with Megaport, you can simplify the management of multi-cloud environment using our single interface and scale that network resources across various cloud and locations with just a few clicks on our portal. So by connecting to our network, you'll be able to get connected to hundreds of global services that we are already interconnected to today. So as you look at the slide, we have point of presence at 850 data center around the world. So you're able to choose any data center operators that you want to get connected to. So we are also connected to more than 260 clouds on RAM. We also own and operate our mega internet exchange globally. Megaport has our own ecosystem as well, which is our Megaport marketplace that you can create your own network with your partners, customers, etc. So you can create that own ecosystem and leverage them to allow your partners and customers to get connected to you. So by leveraging on Megaport, you as a customer, have the ability to deploy capacity to the top service provider around the globe on demand. So with various options to access our platform, so you can leverage on your existing hubs, or you can deploy your own virtual hubs. So these provide very high level of performance through our platform without the need for any large capital investment. So therefore, using one platform allows you to connect to our global ecosystem. So let me go through quickly on our Megaport products and services. So there are three different access services that allows you to get connected to our network. So if you have a data center and want to get connected to us, you can do it over a port. So what is a port? A port is a high-speed Ethernet interface ranging from 1 gig, 10 gig, and 100 gigs that connect you to our fabric. Okay, so in short, it's just an NNI from your rack to a Megaport demarcation point in the data center using a physical cross connect. So otherwise, if you don't own any data center, but still have requirements to get connected to the cloud, you can use our Megaport Cloud Router, which is our MCR. This is a layer 3 services, which is a virtual router that is deployed on our network that allows you to get connected to multi-cloud directly without having the need to connect to any of the port in the data center. So hence the traffic will not need to be backhauled back to the data center, This will allow very direct cloud-to-cloud communications between the cloud service provider. So for example, AWS and Google wanted to communicate to each other, through the MCR without routing the traffic back to the data center. So we have another access product, which is our MVE. So it's a Megaport Virtual Edge. We offer you the compute and connectivities for you to host your next gen firewall, SD-WAN gateway, virtual routers. Yeah. So by using a virtual cross connect, which is our layer 2 services, you can use that to connect to the three access product, which is a port, the MCR, and the MVE, to do a connections to any endpoint in our network. Yeah, that includes the clouds on RAM or to another data center operator in another region also. So this is different from the physical cross connect in the data center. So it's basically just a private VLAN and it's not exposed to the internet. Okay, so these are all our unique value. Okay, so by connecting to Megaport, okay, you are able to connect to us globally within our global reach. As I mentioned, we have more than 850 data centers around the world, and we are well covered in North America, EMEA, Europe, Middle East and Africa, and as well as APAC. So by connecting to us, you are actually connected to all the major hyperscaler, over hundreds plus of data center operators, and 360 service provider around the globe. So we also enable secure private path. So your data will travel on our private global network, bypassing the public internet. So you will have very consistent performance, okay? So it's like having your own private fiber line. So you build what you need and when you need. So therefore, you only pay for the capacity that you deploy. Since you can scale that network capacity up and down on demand, you no longer have to worry about the traffic spike or wasted capacity. So we allow you to manage the network with very easy to use software tools, okay? So we have a portal for you to deploy and manage using point and clicks in the portal. So you bring your cloud service key, okay? And our integrations with the CSP will make establishing private connectivities very painlessly for you. Yeah. So I'll be sharing you some of the use case that you can leverage on Megaport. So this is use case that's connecting data center to data center. So as you can see, this can be achieved through Megaport backbone, and the service can be created in the portal within minutes. So with Megaport, you can easily connect data center using a private, secure, reliable connections between them. This can be used to replace your traditional point-to-point MPLS WAN. So by reducing extensive connectivity between the data center around the globe. Therefore, it reduces costs and improve performance for connections between data centers. Okay, so this is another use case connecting from data center to public cloud service provider. Okay, so as you can see, you can choose to connect to any of the data center which Megaport has a presence in. Okay, and through that data center, you can connect to any of the CSP, okay, that you need at a high data rate over a private interface, because the CSP on the right are already connected over Megaport SDN in many different regions globally. So for example, you can connect to AWS via Direct Connect, Azure via Express Route, and Google via Partner Interconnect, as well as Oracle through Fast Connect. Yeah. So all this can be achieved through the data center that Megaport has a presence in. Yeah. Okay, so if you need resiliency, okay, you can spin up, you can connect to another data center, okay, or in a different zone in the same data center. Yeah. So likewise, you also can ensure resiliency on the cloud service provider by connecting to the redundant points of the cloud service provider within the same or a different region. Okay, so this will ensure that you have end-to-end resiliency. So this is another options to get connected to the multi-cloud. So for this use case, you don't have to be in the data center, okay, to get connected to the cloud, okay? So basically, what you need to do is that you can create a virtual router on our backbone, okay, and create these virtual connections on the virtual router to do a multi-cloud connections. So for example, you can create a virtual connections from the virtual router to AWS via direct connect and Google on the right side. This will enable you to have cloud-to-cloud communications between the two cloud itself. So the virtual router can be located within the same data center, and that will same data center as the cloud, so that this will give you low latency cloud connectivities. Okay, so if you need resiliency options, you can spin up another virtual router in another locations or data center, and everything will be entirely independent and redundant. So you also can connect to the cloud service provider in a very resilient way of having each virtual cloud router connecting to the redundant points of the CSP within the same or different region. So finally, you can bring all this together from data center to virtual router, okay, and then connecting them to the cloud service provider. So this will give you a hybrid multi-cloud, okay? So with the virtual router, it allows cloud-to-cloud communications, whereby all the cloud will communicate with each other through the virtual router. So in this way, instead of routing traffic back from the cloud to the router in the data center, you can terminate the connections on the virtual router. And by connecting back to the data center, it allows certain traffic as you wish to go back to the data center through the virtual router much easier. Okay, so now it's time for a live demo before we end the time with Q&A. So what I'm going to show you now is that I'm going to create a data center to data center interconnection, as well as one of the data center connecting to one of the cloud. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see from the portal right now, I'm logged into my portal. So this is my staging portal. Okay, so once you head inside, okay, this will be the landing page. Okay, it will show you Megaport points of presence around the globe. So you can spin the globe as well. Okay, and take a look at the number of locations that are presented in the globe as well. So we have a bird eye view for you to view the number of services that's running on the platform. Okay, so it shows you the number of ports, the MCR, MVE, and the VXC as well. So now if you head over to services, so as I mentioned just now, there are 3 access services that we have. So we have a port, we have a multi-cloud router, we have a virtual edge that you can actually deploy it over here. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a port. Okay. So these are the locations that we have with our point of presence. Okay. So if you scroll down, yeah, you can choose the countries that you wish to deploy the port. So for today demo, I'm going to show you that I'm going to connect to Singapore for a start. So go for Singapore. Okay, so these are all the data center that we are already have a point of presence in. So today I'm going to create a port in global switch. Okay, so this is how I choose, and I press next. Okay. So these are the port speed that you're able to choose from 1 gig, 10 gig, up to 100. So for today demo, I'm just doing a 1 gig. So let's put a name for a port name. So I'm going to do a demo SG1. Okay. So as I mentioned just now, we have a Megaport marketplace, which is your own, which is an ecosystem for you to get connected to. So you can choose to make the port visible for public to get connected to you. Otherwise, you can make it private. So for today's demo, I'll make it private. Yeah. So this is the terms that you can choose to spin up the port. Okay, it range from month to month all the way to 36 months. So as you can see, the price will also be different. Okay, so if you are committed to a longer contract term, then it will give you a better costing. Yeah. So we have this port diversity as well over here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a diverse pair. Okay, so meaning that I'm going to order two ports. Okay, SG 1 and SG2, okay, in the same data center on a different hardware, okay, to form a different diverse pair itself, okay. So I'll leave the rest to default setting and I'll just press next, okay. So if we look at the summary, this will be the port they're going to order at 1 gig, okay. So it will be running a diverse pair. So if you look here, SG1, port 1 will be running on a red zone, the other will be blue zone. So basically what it means that it's running on a different physical hardware in the same data center. Yeah. So I'm going to add the port. Okay. So what next is that you need to cut out the order, okay, to place the services. So let me do an order now. If everything is okay, just place the order. So this will take some time to deploy. Okay. So as you can see that the pod is still in configuration mode. So what happened is that when a pod is up, okay, there will be a letter of authorization LOA for you to download so that you can pass these letter of authorizations to the data center that you are in for them to place the cross-connect services between Megaport demarcation and your rack itself, okay? So this will again take a few minutes. So having said that, okay, I would like to create another pod in another part of the world, okay? So we are going to do a data center interconnection between Singapore and let's say in Japan, okay? So as for now, let's choose Japan. Yeah. Over here, okay, so I'm going to choose to deploy the pod in Japan. Maybe let's do it in TY2, okay. Next. So it will be the same. So you need to choose the port speed. Okay, so I'll be doing a 1 gig as well. And then I'll give a name. So I'll put demo TY2. Okay, and I'll make it private. And then I'm going to do a month to month as well. Okay, so for this port is I'm not going to do a port diverse. So I'll just be creating one port, in TY2. Okay, so I just press next. If everything is okay, then I'll just add port. Okay, so remember to cut out the order. And then I will say yes. So let it refresh the service. Okay, so as you can see now, the port that we deploy in global switch, SG1 and SG2, okay, is already so-called up in a way, okay? So you just need to click over here to find out the details, okay? So you can download your letter of authorization, okay, and pass it to the data center. So these are all the demarcation point that you need to do a NNI between your rack and Megaport. Yep. So let's close it, okay? Because this is our staging portal, okay, so the port will definitely not be up because you still need to do a physical cross connect to your rack and from a rack to our pod itself. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to create a connections, okay, from SG1, the pod itself, to a connection to the cloud. Okay. So let's use these connections. And then I'm going to do a cloud connections. Okay. So these are all the provider that we have on our network that you can get connected to. Okay. So for today, I'll be just connecting to AWS. Okay. So you have the option to choose Google, Azure, IBM, Oracle, everything on the list over here. So I'm doing a AWS connection. So you need to decide whether you want to connect via hosted VPN or hosted connections. Okay, so for demo, I'm just doing a hosted VPN. Okay, and then I will choose the the destination that I want to get connected to. So I'll be joining to the global switch. Okay. So you have to have a name for your connections. Okay, so I will just put AWS. And then you need to decide what's the rate limit that you want to get connected to. So I'll be doing 50 Mbps, okay? So I'll leave everything to default, except the terms. I'll just choose a no minimum terms, okay? Then I'll click next. Yeah. So you have to remember to get your AWS account ID ready. So I have my account ID ready. And then you need to have your ASN number, okay? And then we also allow BGP authentication password. So if you have, you can just put it here. If you don't have, then the system will auto-generate it for you. Likewise, it's the same for the customer IP and the AWS IP. So if you have your own preferred range, you can put it here. Otherwise, the portal will auto-generate it for you. Yeah. So I'll leave it blank for this case. Okay. So check all the information. One is okay. I will just add a VXC. Okay. So remember to cut out the order. Yeah. And then order now. Okay, so this again will take another few minutes for the connections, okay? Because the pod is not being live, so AWS are not able to establish successfully, okay? But I'm showing you that how you can get connected via our VXC to the cloud as well. Yeah. Okay, just to also show you that just now we deploy a data center, a pod in data center global switch, okay, with a diversity zone of rate, okay, and then with a blue, so it's all shown here. Yeah. So next what I'm going to do is that since I already connected my SG1 to AWS, now I wanted to do a data center to another data center. So I'm going to join data center in Japan to a data center in Singapore, okay? So this will allow you to have data center to data center interconnection using Megaport, okay? So you can head over to, let's go to SG2, connections. So these are all the destination type because we are doing a data center to data center. I'll just choose a private VXC. And then SG2, I'm going to sync it to demo TY2. And then I'll just hit. Okay, so remember to put a name. So I'll just put TY2 to SG2. Okay, so let's do a 500 meg, for example. Okay, so likewise, contract term, choose your contract term. I will just hit next. And then I will add the VXC. Yeah. So remember to place the order. Okay, so you need to place the order now. Let me hit again. Yep. So what I will just show you is that how fast you can leverage on Megaport to do real-time deployment on the go. Okay, so this will again take some time to deploy. Okay, so the AWS in a way is already up. Okay, so with that, I will end my demo. Okay, thank you. So let's see if we have any questions before I end the call. Okay, so I have a question here. Okay, the question is, if I'm still able to create a diverse pair in the same data center, if I didn't create a diverse pair when I first set up. Yeah, so okay, so based on the demo that I showed you just now, I did create a diverse pair from the start. Okay. However, you can choose not to do that from the start. So you can create your first pod, and if you need a diverse pair, subsequently, you can just do it after which. Yeah. So you don't have to do it from the first start. Yeah. Okay. I think I have one more questions. So does Megaport support API? Yes, the answer is Megaport support API, and our API is based on REST. So you may refer to docs.megaport.com. Otherwise, head over to our dev.megaport for a complete API reference. So it's all available on our website. Yep. So, okay. So with that, thank you for your time today, and I wish you a good Friday. Yep. Thanks, David.
Cool. Thank you, Serena.